Hey, I'm Will Black Oni Wiggins III, and I'm proud to present to you my latest piece celebrating 100 years of Black history and excellence. Play it forward. My overall intention behind this piece was to shed light on the deep and rich history in my hometown Boston, while sharing some of the most iconic and influential Black figures in the last 100 years. So many of them sacrificed so much to give younger generations like my own a fighting chance at happiness and success. In this piece, we can see powerful figures excitedly smiling and cheering on a young Black woman as she enjoys her favorite game. Can't spell Black History Month without MLK. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was the visionary behind the I Have a Dream speech and major proponent to the civil rights movement, and Coretta Scott King, his queen, was the architect behind his rise to prevalence. His vision for a world of peace and harmony is still something we strive for to this day. Malcolm X, the human rights activist who, while intense in his approach, fought white supremacy and advocated for human rights by any means necessary. And, fun fact, he lived in Boston, and I grew up just a few streets away from where he did. Rosa Parks needs little introduction as a key figure in the civil rights movement, confronting and challenging societal norms that dictated that Black people should be segregated, even in the context of public transportation, by law. Barack Obama was the 44th president and America's first Black president, and the incredible attorney and Harvard scholar, go Boston, Michelle Obama. The two of them would move on to redefine what excellence in the White House looks like, and together legalized gay marriage, significantly improved our education and health systems, including finally passing the Affordable Care Act, otherwise known as Obamacare, as well as rescuing the failing auto industry and digging our country out of economic crisis. Nelson Mandela, painted here by Richard Dems Gomez and Thomas K. West Burns, was the first Black president of South Africa, an anti-apartheid revolutionary fighting against segregation and on the side of human rights. He was imprisoned for 27 years for a sabotaging conspiracy for combating oppression and serving as a symbol for change. Katherine Johnson was, for all intents and purposes, one of the key hidden figures that led to the U.S. successfully exploring space and landing the first man on the moon. Most of you know her by her portrayal by Taraji P. Henson in the Hidden Figures movie, but without her, the many satellite-based advancements we enjoy today wouldn't have been possible. Cornel West, a modern political activist and philosopher, was a professor at Harvard, hey, go Boston again, and key outspoken figure in politics, leading conversations and movements on social progression. He's written many books, with one I personally have heard of in my youth, Race Matters, which, as you'd imagine, examines and presents solutions to how the issues of race, gender, and class still to this day undermine the American dream we're all after. Annie Lee Cooper was a pivotal part of the voting rights movement, and in her fearlessness became an activist for Black voting rights, having been fired from her nursing job for attempting to register to vote. She famously worked alongside the likes of MLK for the Selma voting rights campaign. George Washington Carver was a brilliant scientist and inventor, revolutionizing the agricultural industry through his use of sweet potatoes and peanuts to revitalize soil that was depleted due to the cotton industry. Many of us know him as the man who invented peanut butter, but his excellency extended far beyond that. He developed over 300 uses for peanuts. Maya Angelou was an artist and civil rights activist, best known for her beautifully crafted poems like Still I Rise and her autobiography, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. She explored some of the trauma she experienced throughout her life and the shared experience amongst other Black people, speaking up against oppression, racism, and becoming a symbol of both strength and perseverance. Art is a huge part of Boston's history as well as my own. And two of the most influential artists growing up for me were mentors from Artists for Humanity, Rob Pro-Black Gibson and Jason Swat Talbot. The two of them were heavily involved in mentoring inner city youth and helping us learn how to artistically express ourselves and delve deep into channeling our own experiences into a form of art that can be appreciated by others. Through this mentorship, I became well versed in multiple forms of art making and leaned into Black culture as part of my style. I and many others owe a lot to these two men, and I wanted to celebrate their contributions to my own artistic journey as well as others. I know it's a lot to put in one image, but this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to all the amazing Black people that came before us. This is how I play it forward.